Kamala Harris is a good person to help us move on, offering new leadership. I've seen her work firsthand in the Capitol when I represented you in the state legislature. She's smart, she has poise, integrity. She was a good attorney general. And she was there for some of the right reasons. She grew up going to civil rights marches and became a prosecutor.
We are, under the Biden-Harris administration, in a much more dangerous situation around the world because foreign governments like the Russians, the Iranians, they feel emboldened when they have weakness in the Oval Office. And Kamala Harris was part of that failed withdrawal in Afghanistan, where we lost, tragically, 13 American lives that didn't have to be lost.
Was a good attorney general, prosecuted bad guys as attorney general in the state of California, and I think was sometimes thought of as too law and order for some areas of California, I suppose.
Because she prosecuted poor black men for smoking marijuana, and she joked about it, that she'd used it herself.
Greg, I think the fact that we know Donald Trump is really the hinge point of any argument. You accuse Harris of being weak on foreign policy, and yet the former generals that have criticized Donald Trump, the current generals that have criticized Donald Trump, all the foreign policy experts in my Democratic Party and in your Republican Party that have said that Donald Trump has made the world more dangerous, the fact that he has coddled dictators and strongmen, and the fact that just about any foreign leader can get what they want from Donald Trump just by lambasting him with gifts and ill-deserved praise. This is well documented. It's talked about in multiple books, multiple accounts of people from within the Trump administration of what a disaster that he has been on foreign policy. It is a darkening world, as you and I both agree on, but Donald Trump has helped it get darker and more dangerous.
Okay.
I think Ukraine is a perfect example of the strength of the administration, the strength of the response. I have never seen a stronger and more rapid response to a foreign policy crisis than we have seen in that. So I think Ukraine is a good example of this administration, Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, standing up for the values that we have as democratic, freedom-loving people.
If I could just take a turn to talk. So a lot of the things that you've just said are just actually false. And I'm glad you brought up Ukraine, because Ukraine's a good example. So what's interesting now is you have people like Dick Cheney, who even a lot of Republicans have disliked for being a warmonger, have now teamed up in support of Kamala Harris. So why do you have those types of people working now with Kamala Harris? The problem that we have in this country now, really, I mean, one of the biggest threats to our country is the fact that so much of our government has been taken over by corruption. You have not only the military-industrial complex that we were warned about for decades, but now you have a medical-industrial complex, and you have collusion with big tech, big media, who all have a lot of money in this, and they're lined up on the side of Kamala Harris.